Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the second lunch hour lecture of the Autumn 2020 programme. We're pleased to have you all with us today. So my name is Duncan Wilson. I am the Professor of Connected Environments at UCL Bartlett, and I've got the pleasure of chairing today's lecture, Reinventing Together, Engaging Young People Through Digital Co-Curation. So to start, building on UCL's progressive history, positive impact and disruptive spirit, UCL East is the university campus of the future. We're bringing together researchers, students, local communities and industry to solve the biggest challenges affecting people's lives and the planet, today and into the future. So under the umbrella of the new Future Living Institute are two buildings which will be opening in 2 and 3 years respectively. Will be home to groundbreaking research, technology and innovation. We will connect experiments, arts, society and technology, hence the EAST acronym, integrating research and education, bridging theory and practice and breaking down barriers between disciplines and communities. So underpinned by around 60 degree programs across 8 UCL faculties, UCL East will be developing the next generation of innovators and creators. So our world-class facilities will support a breadth of experiential learning and innovation, from design and media studios to fabrication workshops and object-based learning spaces. We'll be fostering collaboration and promoting learning by doing. Hosting a number of wet and dry labs, our campus will also be connected, integrating technology and building infrastructure with data monitoring and the Internet of Things to deliver health and well-being benefits to people and nature. At UCL East, we'll be co-creating solutions to the global challenges facing future living. We will both welcome the public, government and industry with open and accessible buildings and take our research, education and innovation out of our campus and into the local communities and society. Which is why it gives me great pleasure to introduce our 3 speakers today, who will tell us about their journey working with young people in the local community. So the lecture will be given by Dr. Leah Lovett, Artist and Research Fellow at the Bartlett Centre for Advanced Spatial Analysis at UCL, Dr. Valerio Signorelli, Lecturer in Connected Environments, also at the Bartlett Centre for Advanced Spatial Analysis, and Helena Rice, Senior Creative Producer at the V&A Museum of Childhood. So we're going to be taking questions via Slido. Information to join the Slido is in the event information you received and should also be visible on the screen currently. So the tag is at the top left of the screen. So please do post questions there for the speakers as we're going through, and we'll have some time at the end to try and answer those. So it's now time to hand over to the speakers, and I hope you enjoy the lecture.
Thank you, Duncan. It's a pleasure to be here today to share the learning from the ReInvent digital project with you all. And a challenging project as it started during the tighter lockdown period, so back in April, and when we still had little knowledge about Zoom meetings and breakout rooms. And before starting our presentation, I would like to thank once again UCL East and UCL-Culture for the great opportunity and support provided to run this project in these difficult times. And of course, big thank to the Victorian Museum of Childhood that invited us, and actually so re-invited us to collaborate with them. So why re-invited us? Because this project strengthened and continue our collaboration with the Museum of Childhood that has been established in 2017 via EPSRC project Playing the Archive. So I just would like to briefly introduce this project to you. And so the Playing the Archive was a project led by Andrew Barr at the UCL Knowledge Lab at the Institute of Education in collaboration with us, so at CASA, the University of Sheffield, of course, the Museum of Childhood and the Bodley Library. So the aim of the project was to explore the nature of play by bringing together archives, spaces, technologies of play. And the project digitized substantial sections of the OPIS archive at the Bodley Libraries and an archive containing accounts of games, rhymes, songs from children in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, mainly in UK, and created a new catalog that can be visited at the oparchive.org website. And so why I highlighted this archive, why I'm mentioning this archive, because so a selection of these archive materials can be used to run a series of co-creation workshops in a primary school in London, Sheffield, Cardiff, and Aberdeen. And the result of these workshops, a virtual reality and augmented reality experience that was developed together with a group of students at the Royal College of Art, and the long-lasting installation of the time telephone have been displayed during the 2 days event of the Festival of Play in collaboration with the Museum of Childhood. So these activities allowed us to test new form of engagements with the museum visitors and new interfaces to access and digitally consume the archive material. So starting from these results, in February, we have been contacted by the Museum of Childhood to continue this collaboration within the context of the ReInvent Festival. And now we'll let Helena tell us more about this project, this festival.
So in May, we were scheduled to have the ReInvent Festival at the Museum of Childhood, which was to mark a huge moment of transition from what we have been, a museum of the social history and material culture of childhood, to a new world-class centre of design and creativity for children and young people. So it was going to be a 3-day celebration, and we had artists and designers programmed from all art forms as linked to the new galleries in the new museum Play, Imagine and Design. It was really an opportunity to enable very loyal audiences to both say goodbye to the museum space as it had been and to look to the exciting future of what it's going to become. So we were working with UCL, the CASA team, and UCL-Culture had funded one element of it, but the wider festival was really about taking audiences through this major transformation.
Thanks to the incredible flexibility of the UCL-Culture team and UCL Easters project funders that gave us the opportunity to pivot to address some of the immediate challenges that were being faced by our partners and the wider community in lockdown. Could I have the next slide, please? So specifically, what were those challenges? Immediately, obviously, lockdown had a massive impact on opportunities for young people to be able to access creative and connective spaces, not least as a result of the schools closing and the playgrounds, as you can see in the image here. There were also, at the same time, reduced opportunities for freelance creatives to engage in practice. And at the both institutional and individual level, we all shared a need to rapidly adapt to online and remote provision. And that even those of us working with tech had to kind of rethink how we were delivering these engagement projects. Next slide, and back to you, Helena.
Thank you. So this context that we all found ourselves in across the world provoked a shift in focus in the way Leah, Valerio and I were talking. We started to really think about what a space means when you can't access it. And how do you take an audience through a major change in identity, as we are going through at the Museum of Childhood, to a centre for design and creativity when you are not near that space. So a large-scale site-related event, a big festival, was no longer possible. But we were, even irrespective of that major change, we're really thinking about what do we do when we don't have space? How do we work without the museum walls, without the museum floor, over this closure period? And it seemed to us to provide, oh, sorry, next slide, Valerio. It seemed to provide a really interesting opportunity for us to engage an audience we weren't historically reaching, the 11 to 14-year-olds. The new design gallery at the new Museum of Childhood will be targeting this age range. And we saw this as a space to, as the Museum of Childhood, in a way freed from the walls, albeit very sadly and suddenly, to try and reach out to this audience through the means that Leah and Valerio bring. So we decided to do a pilot testing digital engagement and to really find out all the things we don't know yet about how to do that. Next slide, and over to Leah, please.
So we use this term co-creation. It's obviously a very broad term, and it can refer to really any collective creative process, and it's used very widely. So what do we mean when we are talking about co-creation here? So our approach is derived from the histories of participatory design on the one hand and socially engaged arts practices on the other. And what both of these practices share is a commitment to placing the communities and audiences who are frequently marginalized at the center of the creative process. And the quote that you can hopefully see on the left there is from the design justice principles, and I'll read it out. Everyone is an expert based on their lived experience, and we all have brilliant contributions to bring to a design process. So it's in this spirit that we set out with this project as a sharing and knowledge exchange process between the producers, researchers, artists, and young people. But given the constraints of the project, we also agreed relatively defined roles and contributions from the outset. So those are listed on the right-hand side. So for the artists, their role was really to develop new digital commissions, but with input from the young people, researchers, and producers. The young ambassadors, and we had 10 young ambassadors who were selected with help from youth organizations, Spotlight, and Leaders in Community, who are both based in Tower Hamlets. And they were asked to help us define the commission scope for the artists, to contribute to creating digital assets for the 3 studios, to help us make sure that the platform that we were creating would be engaging for people their age, and to communicate that project to other 11 to 14-year-olds. For the researchers, our role was around sharing participatory methods and more of our technical knowledge. So we took responsibility for the app development. And last but not least, Helena, as creative producer, held responsibility for commissioning artists, managing relationships between the various partners, and facilitating and delivering the project at every stage. Can I have the next slide, please, Valerio? So the project structure broken down looks something like this. We started with a kind of discursive introductory workshop where we met the young people and began to think with them about what different spaces mean to them. This was followed by 6 creative workshops, which were hosted via Zoom, with 2 workshops per commissioned artist. So we had 3 artists in total. Then running concurrently with that process was the app development. And the outcomes from that first stage of app development were shared back in the follow-up workshops. We're now currently in a stage of beta testing. So the young people are playing with the app and sharing it with critical friends. And in the next week, we'll be moving to feedback sessions with plans for the app to be launched in November. Next slide, please.
So the 3 artists we commissioned for this project were already programmed for the ReInvent Festival, and we were really keen to continue working with them. Not just because they're great artists, but because of the strong links to the new museum, which we of course wanted to be flowing through this pilot project with the 11 to 14-year-olds. So Christy Minchin, you can see a 3D structure of hers on the left-hand side, is a 3D maker and designer. Dan Mayfield of School of Noise was a sound designer we commissioned, and the work of School of Noise, which you may know, is about working with children and adults to demystify the science of sound and the creative process. And Marwa Ibrahim, who's on the right, is a performer, and she has an East London-based group called the Majorettes, who are set to perform at the festival. Next slide, please, Valerio. I should say also the Majorettes were going to do a series of workshops very large scale hula hoop workshops, which is sort of relevant later. So when we had to cancel the festival, Leah and Valerio and I agreed we really wanted the young people we were working with to be part of clarifying the scope of the commission. So they were very broad in brief initially, but we approached Christy, Dan and Marwa, asking if they were interested in working on a digital project together. And Christy was really interested in what it would mean to take her practice into a digital space where she could ultimately explore working without gravity, which is not something her practice has enabled before. Marwa has also, in addition to her work as a performer and businesswoman, has written a book for teenage girls called The Girl Guide, which is really explores kind of relationship with the body. And she was interested in what it would be in relation to some of our gallery plans to think about what a moving self-portrait would look like and how you could explore that in a digital context with young people. And Dan was interested in the kind of digital possibilities of collaborative sound design in a digital space, and also was very interested in what this kind of the sounds of lockdown have been for young people. Next slide, please. So we began the workshops, as Leah said, and really wanted to initially explore digital and physical spaces with the young people. But then when we brought the artists in, there was a process of exploring together. So the image you can see of the anorak and the phone, the drawing, is a sketch from one of the sessions with Christy. And she was asking the young ambassadors in the session to draw things they were interested in their space initially. And then we worked together to abstract them, to abstract those images. And then there was a process of kind of the ambassadors running around their homes and bringing back shapes, textures, the colors that they were interested in. She then went away and developed these kind of digital assets in Blender, brought them back to the young people, and we explored further. So there was this kind of iterative cycle within the workshops. And that worked the same across Marwa and Dan's work. With Marwa, it was much more about physical practice, so checking in with the body, and then the young people in relation to that physical work in the workshops, thinking about ideas they would have that could go into the app for other young people to have that level of physical awareness and exploration. With Dan's, it was a really direct link. The recording of the sounds happened in the Zoom workshops, and those sounds, which you'll hear later, are what went into the app. Valerio, do you want to show us some of the app?
Yes. Okay, so as introduced by Leah and Helena, due to the lockdown, our initial plan had to change significantly. So obviously, the physical installation, like the time telephone, were not possible anymore for obvious reasons. The virtual reality and augmented reality experiences, even if achievable if remote, need devices that are still not largely available, especially for the virtual reality. And so we then decided to test some of the web-based technologies that we are already using. We were using in previous and current projects of the connected environment. And we also decided to prepare to develop this web app for mobile devices over desktop or laptop, but without excluding them. So responsive design to maximize the accessibility of this experience. And so before the workshop mentioned by Helena, we met the artists and listened to them to know what kind of projects they were interested to do with the young people, with the young ambassadors. And with their responses, we built this first prototype that are basically 3 virtual environments, 3 virtual connected rooms, developed using a combination of various open source frameworks, such as A-Frame, that is a well-known framework to create virtual reality experiences on the web, or Amo.js, that is a physics engine that you can see in action in the Gravity room in the middle, and Oler.js, that is to control the 3D audio in the studio rooms. And so the aim of this prototype was mainly to inform the artist about the potentiality and the limits that they had to explore and that could employ to shape their intervention. And so after a series of iteration, and so here you can see the first outcome that we obtained from the co-creation activities between us, the artists, and the young ambassadors. A great result that is still in development. So in the first video, on the left, so it's the welcome screen. So it's a brief intro, explain the scope of the project, and then brings the visitors to the first studio, which is the movement studio, the one of Marwa. And in each studio, we have a drop-down menu that shows the instruction of how to use the studio, a link to a survey, and the possibility to save the composition. And then in this studio, the user can select by swiping left and right the images that better represent how their head, chest, and legs are feeling. And each image provides a unique suggestion.
Really large glass of water.
A sound recording
Rub your
that is
tummy with
played
both
by
hands.
double tap on it.
Make this movement bigger until it becomes a dance. Put your feet up and rest.
So the second video is showing you the design studio, that is the one of Christy. And so by tapping at the pipe at the top of the studio, a random object is created. So these objects have been crafted during the Christie's workshop with the young ambassadors. So the camera can be rotated, so we are in a full virtual environment. So the object can be rotated and scaled and can be placed on this grid to create a sculpture that can be saved and shared. And the last studio is the sound studio. So all the sounds were recorded by the young ambassadors and edited by Dan from School of Noise, and they are represented as these small icons. And in this case, the hopscotch is a visual loop machine, so a sort of sequencer to create sound loops. And all the sounds are also spatialized. Obviously, you need to wear a headphone to perceive the spatialization of these sounds. And this is a short loop that I created in the sound studio. So I now would like to give the word to Helena to introduce the learnings of this project.
Thank you. I think it's worth just saying that the sound is coming through quite strange because of the nature of the way we're sharing this with you. So in the app, it's slightly clearer. Thanks, Valerio. So the learning is ongoing because we, as Leah said, we're at beta testing phase and we have feedback sessions next week with the young ambassadors. And we will be going through a process of evaluation with them, the artists and ourselves. So we're going to talk a bit about what has come up already for us, but we really do help to keep documenting and sharing back on new things that we are discovering over this next phase. It's really enabled us to discover what we don't know about this audience. So we are not in a position to make a museum relevant to all 11 to 14-year-olds suddenly as a result of this project, but we do know we need to learn to keep challenging assumptions about what spaces make this age range feel creative, the level of interpretation and facilitation that needs to go on and the multiple ways to do this, and really, really significantly how young people recognize and convey their agency within a creative process. And that is really live learning we're doing at the moment. But I think, sorry, next slide, please, Valerio. A key bit of learning, which is, of course, no surprise to us, really, but the youth workers are absolutely key. So Poppy Green at Spotlight and Joe Kamamba at Leaders in Community have been absolutely critical to this project. They've held the a lot of practical work in terms of getting the young ambassadors there, but have really helped us form how this program of young ambassadors is going to work. They've held the safeguarding of the sessions, which is key to us moving forward with this, and always has been. And they really carry so much knowledge and understanding of the participants that we just wouldn't have been able to deliver this without their expertise and access. Thank you. Next slide, please. Leah.
Yes, so Zoom is, unsurprisingly, I'm sure, an imperfect engagement tool. On the one hand, it enabled international participation for us in a really fabulous way, because although all of the artists who were commissioned for this project are East London based, one of our artists was actually in LA at the time that we were running this project. So they wouldn't have been able to join us were it not for the Zoom facilitation. We found the use of chat really interesting. So a lot of the young people found it more comfortable contributing in a group situation through the chat rather than face-to-face, I guess. And that's something that you obviously wouldn't normally be able to do so easily in a face-to-face facilitation setting. On the other hand, there were some challenges around the unknown context for our young people's participation. So compared to face-to-face facilitation, we were unable really to shape the context for engagement in quite the same way. And we had no way of knowing what kinds of situations some of the young people were in immediately and what distractions they may be dealing with. Also, given our focus on wanting to center the voices of the communities that the app is intended for, the power of the mute and the institutional practices from school around muting posed a certain challenge that took some time to overcome. Another thing that we found really helpful was the breakout rooms. So early on in the sessions, that there wasn't always a kind of happy ratio, I'd say, of adults to young people. And maybe it felt quite intimidating for some of the young people to speak, but we realized that if we sent the artists and young people off into breakout rooms and then allowed for a kind of feedback session after the activity, that seemed to be a really productive way to encourage conversation. So that's one for next time. Next slide, please. Yeah, so all of us had a steep learning curve with this project. We were learning, some of us were learning new tools, all of us were dealing with new modes of engagement. One thing that was quite interesting was noticing how some practices really readily translated into a digital context. So for instance, with the sound loops, Dan is already working with digital media. On the other hand, some of the other practices involved more of a leap. So as Helena mentioned, Marrower had been set to deliver a hula hooping workshop, which, as you can imagine, does not translate quite so easily into a digital platform. Next slide, please.
And yeah, and regarding the technologies used, the choice of developing a web app over a native app or a desktop application allow us to improve the accessibility with obviously the drawback to consider multiple devices. A positive finding was the rapid prototyping process. So small changes could be implemented quite rapidly on request of the artist or the young ambassadors. And we also discover how advanced this web-based technology has become, especially on dealing with sound, physics, and the 3D virtual environment, also on all devices. And yeah, the open source nature of these frameworks, it could be considered both as a positive and negative aspect. The negative is obviously regarding the reliability and the development of this framework. And I pass to Helena.
So, yeah, we've done a lot of discovering what we don't know and what we're going to keep exploring. So I mentioned earlier, but what makes different spaces meaningful for young people is something we're learning in every session with the young ambassadors about. and that now we have this group of young ambassadors. They are going to help us speak to others about this. We learned about existing skills in this area. So the young people we've been working with have many skills, but lots of good working knowledge around coding already. One in particular is already literate in Python and HTML and learning JavaScript. So really helpful for us to learn about kind of the level of digital access and engagement these young people have. And then really our kind of ongoing learning around the co-creation process, enabling young people to voice their interests and concerns. So we, I think, have been at various times surprised by what these workshops have opened up in terms of reflecting on how this year has been for the people we're working with, and how that might feed into what we try to offer them and explore with them ongoing. We're also in this next phase next week with the feedback workshops. After they've had 2 weeks of testing the beta link, we will be seeing kind of if there has been, and if so, how much impact, seeing their contributions in the app and how it is informing the artist's practice and our learning, what that impact will be on them as participants. Next slide, please. So some big takeaways that we've had. Small grants can make a very big impact. So huge thanks to UCL-Culture and Leah and Valerio at CASA and everyone at CASA who supported this. It's been absolutely critical for us at the Museum of Childhood in this particular moment. And I honestly don't think we can measure the impact this will have had on our team at Museum of Childhood. So immense thanks to you all. And to Job and Poppy, the youth workers. Their knowledge, relationships and insight is at the centre of this work. And of course, to the young ambassadors themselves, the extraordinary 11 to 14-year-olds we've been working with, who have brought immense kind of wisdom and creativity to the project. Leah?
Yeah, I'm sure, again, another one that probably comes as no surprise to any of us, but digital facilitation is exhausting on a whole different level than facilitation in a shared space. There were certainly moments when it felt like we were throwing a lot of energy at the screen, and you don't always know how that's landing. So we quite quickly realized how important it is to support one another to hold the space in that setting. And finally, this was, I mean, the whole project was possible because it was a small, flexible grant, but that also means that it wouldn't have happened were it not for huge amounts of goodwill and time invested by the various partners and everyone involved in the project. And there's just one final slide, Valerio, if you'd like to skip forward. Thank you. And yeah, just to acknowledging again our fantastic partners. And we aren't sharing a link to the app today because it is still in beta. But if you would like to follow us on any of these Twitter links or via the Connected Environments blog, we will be sharing that link in the coming months. So please do watch this space. Thank you all very much.
Woo! Everybody out there is now applauding. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much for that. You'll just have to imagine everybody else's round of applause in the background. I love this idea, this kind of or the challenge of the museum without walls, and kind of having to, in the task of reaching out to the audience. But the one that I just loved was this idea of imagining the youth workers all kind of racing around their homes, going and grabbing stuff off their other siblings or parents or whatever, and say, I need this for some work that we're doing, and kind of racing back. I'm almost tempted to ask everybody here to go and grab something and show us what they're showing. As a reminder, we've got the Slido for questions. There have been some questions posted already. Thank you very much. If you have a question, just go to slido.com, and then the tag is LHL Autumn. That's the code that you put in. Go and add a question in there. But let me. I've got a few, but let's jump straight to the ones on Slido. So it's a great first one that came in, which was, what are your hopes for the future of the project? And I guess that's to, or that could be to any of you.
I think we feel pretty clear that we really want to explore what moving forward together means. So certainly developing the partnership with CASA and MOC within the wider context of V&A and UCL's partnerships. And that very much includes this exciting new work with the young ambassadors, for whom we have lots of many kind of areas we want to explore with them, and just thinking about what CASA bring, UCL-Culture and the Museum of Childhood's kind of process over the next few years while we work with our audiences in the lead up to reopening. I mean, more specific than that we haven't got to yet, because I guess the evaluation phase will really inform that. But Leah and Valerio, do you have other thoughts?
Yeah, if you go ahead. Yeah, obviously, so in addition of this collaboration, to continue this collaboration, more on the technical side, I would say that so the interest is to continue to develop this kind of technology, also in the interest of the connected environment and in the project that we are already working on. And so, like, for example, this app could be used as a sort of virtual museum that is a live museum that is populated by this creation, by the visitors, by the users of this virtual space. So continuing developing space.
Can I dig in a little bit deeper, well, Helena, with you on your answer as well? Because there's something that was kind of that's in the back of my mind as you were talking, which was kind of how have you found that collaborating with the university researchers have informed your practice?
It's been really extraordinary for us at Museum of Childhood to have the input of a team who work in connected environments, because historically I mean, Valerio mentioned the Play in the Archive work, and there's wider V&A work going on, lots of it in relation to digital access. But for the Museum of Childhood team, and I sit within the learning team there, it's been really amazing for us to learn through a kind of working with researchers in connected environments about other ways we can begin to think about this period without walls. And that is fascinating. Personally, it's been extraordinary, because I don't get to work with academics much, and it's been really nutritious for me kind of on a participatory level and a kind of intellectual level, and that will keep coming back into learning for the wider team. I think there's a lot of exciting work going on in terms of the museum sector in the Venn diagram, overlapping with kind of the work coming out in kind of connective technologies. But this space to digitally experiment has been extraordinary for me personally, and for the team to kind of witness the way Valerio and Leah work, and the wider kind of tapestry of work that's coming out of CASA. So yeah, I could probably talk about that for quite a long time. I'll stop there.
That's great. Another one of the questions that came in from the audience was, Leah, could you expand a little on the power of mute?
The power of mute. Yeah, so I suppose just early on in the workshop sessions, we found that there was a great degree of respect from our young participants, who had been well schooled, I'm sure, in the importance of keeping your microphone on mute so as not to disturb the workshop facilitation. And possibly, as I mentioned, like, we didn't always know what the other contexts were, so possibly because there were noises happening on in their own backgrounds. I guess it added another level in terms of facilitating those workshops. I mean, I'm saying the power of mute, not necessarily power in a good way, is that it took us it was something that we had to remember to kind of actively invite contributions, whereas maybe we're all more used to facilitation face-to-face, where those conversations can happen more organically. So it's just another barrier potentially to speaking. But yeah.
Excellent, thank you. And another question that came in was how are you finding the young people that you're working with? So where did the youth workers come from?
Shall I go on that one?
Yeah, sure.
So we in the last slide we said thanks to London Youth, who helped us with reaching out to youth organisations in Tower Hamlets, which is where we are based at Museum of Childhood, and of course UCL East are going to be very, very near as well. So London Youth helped us reach out. This was in May, June, so lots of youth organisations were of course working remotely, really trying to kind of navigate how they were going to be reaching their participants. But Spotlight and Leaders in Community are both, really close to us at the Museum of Childhood, but also working with the creative arts, and we're really interested in what it would mean to kind of collaborate on something that could have lasting impact on the Museum of Childhood. So London Youth were critical in helping us with that phase, because we at MOC haven't worked with Spotlight and Leaders in Community previously, while our colleagues at V&A East have. It's been very kind of this process of forming the young ambassadors has really emerged from this pilot project, and will lead to other projects over the next few years.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Our time is now up, unfortunately. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed the talk. I'd also like to give a big thank you to our speakers for joining us and for sharing with us some amazing insights. The questions have been fantastic as well. You will receive an email in the next day or so with a short feedback survey and also the upcoming schedule of lectures. We hope to see you at another lecture soon. Thank you very much and stay well.